What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks. And we back in the building, you feel me? It's True Talks. Because True Talks, all right? Let's get straight right into it. So you already know, obviously, last night was definitely important and a big win for the Raptors because, the Raptors have been struggling. And obviously, I haven't covered them. I'm just grinding. Obviously, I'll never not cover the Raptors. That's the town. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm always gonna cover the Raptors. I know some of y'all been obviously waiting for me to do a breakdown, and I'd be doing breakdowns and I'd be doing, where you actually you see the plays and just a breakdown of just the IQ. That's what I do. Or where you actually see the footage. You know what I'm saying? We break it down, a true breakdown. So it depends. Nevertheless, we here though is just trying to increase the output. And again, click that notification button so you know when I'm here. Because I'm here. You feel me? Spread the word. You already know. We on the turn up. So, you know, you're never gonna know if it's gonna be a breakdown, like an in-depth true breakdown with the footage, or it's gonna be like just we talking. You know what I'm saying? You'll never know, but just stay tuned. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like you get IQ whichever way you want it. You know what I'm saying? You get IQ. It's just those videos, dog. It takes like 12 hours minimum, just to do those videos. So understand that it can't be an everyday thing. It's impossible with kids and like come on, fam. So we grinding though. We grinding though. We trying to turn up and get to an output where where it's gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? So you already know. So just spread the word. You already know. But let's get right into it. So the Raptors obviously facing the Hawks, coming off of a 4-game losing streak, losing to the Knicks, Heat, Hornets, and Knicks again, and just atrocity as its finest. But the good thing is for the Raptors, they've been all close games. So that just tells you that the fact that they're losing in close games with this playstyle clash tells you they just need minor tweaks, just more IQ, just knowing, okay, that guy don't go under the screen, that guy don't go over the screen. Just little details that they need to fine tune and take time, or they take too long sometimes to adjust. And sometimes they just do the one trick pony, same thing every time and said, okay, the paint's padded today. We just got to shoot. Even if we miss, just figure it out and just keep shooting. Don't be reluctant. We could still hit something. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they can't shoot at all. But once they miss a couple, they get demoralized. Like they just want to go to paint. Just sometimes you have to fight their natural tendencies and make them do what's working within the game. Just read the flow, read the IQ of the game and what the defense is giving you. And again, the defense is giving you that because you can't do it. So it's like a catch-22. It's hard. Sometimes that's why styles makes fights. Sometimes their length is a advantage, but sometimes it's disadvantage. It's just whether it's basically every time they play, it's whether the Raptors' length is gonna work versus the other team's skill is gonna work, and which one. And it's like some plays the length is working today. Oh, the rebounding going up in the paint and is working right now. And then the other times the skill and threes and they just all of a sudden go on runs and just kill Raptors. Like, you know what I mean? It's just Raptors are literally at a disadvantage every game, yo. Every game. Every game. So they just have to overcome a lot, which is why you see the inconsistency, which is why I said they're literally going to be a playing team again at best. It's 2023, fam. Raptors are like the only team that really have just have a starting lineup with one shooter and OG. That's wild. And obviously Scottie has become a shooter, but he's not potent shooter. He's like, if you sag off him, he might shoot a better percentage now. But if you now, let's say he's now hitting and now manages to run him off the line, he's not going to be pulling like contested, late closeout, threes like and splashing them. Like he's not there yet. He's just maximizing, because obviously he's playing with Pascal. He's like, I still have to snap. So I'm going to figure it out. And I'm going to get my three-point shot better. So I rate him individually, but he's not like a guaranteed shooter. You know what I'm saying? So even with the percentages increase. But, let's go into the context. Because I give you that context. Let's go straight right into it, boy. My fault. But, yeah, so basically, dog, I'm just going to break this. I don't want to spend too much time because I got a lot to talk about today, right? But I'm going to break this down as best as I can in terms of what happened in this game and why you see the Raptors. That's why sometimes it's like, oh, my God, the Raptors could do it. You got to understand, the Raptors sometimes when they're playing, they normally at a disadvantage. But there's rare occasions and rare case scenarios where they're facing a team that just happens to just whatever the Raptors are strong in, that's also what the other team's weakness is. So it's a perfect, like styles make fights. It's a perfect just match for the Raptors, which is what the Hawks are. So that's why even when Trae Young has to go berserk to literally beat the Raptors at a consistent level, and to overcome their runs and all of that because they're at a disadvantage. The disadvantage is more guaranteed for the Raptors as opposed to the Hawks. If the Hawks are hidden, then Raptors don't stand a chance. But again, because it's threes, sometimes you hidden, sometimes you're not. And Trae Young was mainly the one that was hidden for the most part. If we just go look at it, I don't even need to, like, I'm not even looking at stats. You just have to look at, I just was watching the game, right? So where we go from. Exactly. So you look at it, Trae Young from 3, 4 for 9, but look at Sadiq Bey 0 for 5, Wes Matthews 1 for 4, DeJounte Moore was 4 for 9, and those were late, but for the most part, he was missing them early. Okongwu 3 for 5, 4 for 7, 2 for 2. So the 1 for 4, so they were 43% from 3, 18 for 41, but the 0 for 5, the 1 for 4, that's more so uncharacteristic because the way they play is they shoot a lot of threes anyways, but that was uncharacteristic. So that's where now, even normally in the game where they shoot 43% from 3, you're going to naturally probably have a better, especially 18 threes. But what happens is when the Raptors also shoot 18 threes, that's what also propelled them. That's why Raptors shot 135. The Raptors were hidden today. So if the Raptors weren't even hidden today, that paint shit wouldn't even have actually worked. That's how crazy it is that we're in an NBA where even if you kill the paint all day, every day, and it's twos, if the other team is hitting threes, you can still lose the game, and you might even get blown out. So you have to hit some threes, and that's why what happened was, like, again, Pascal went 5 for 6 from 3, which is an anomaly. Great for him. And then again, Trent coming off the bench, 4 for 8 from 3. You have Schroeder, 3 for 4 from 3. Barnes, 3 for 4 from 3, right? OG, 2 for 5 from 3. So you look at it from the Precious hit 1 3. So they're 18 for 34, 52% from 3. Like the Raptors literally shot 50-50. You know what I'm saying? So it's literally in this game, it was literally, and I'm just reading stats to try and help other people, try to help them explain, because sometimes when I say certain things, if the stats don't confirm it, people don't understand what I'm saying. It goes over their head and they try to bring up these. So sometimes when the stats can correlate what I'm saying, because it's not always going to correlate. It's eye test. You have to read stats. Sometimes are misleading. So sometimes they're going to be the stats and the eye test correlate. So that's why I'm just using these stats only because of that reason, right? To help people understand. But when you look at it just from that perspective, again, the Raptors paint mashing isn't always the blueprint. It's only the blueprint when their defense is so equipped and the guys are missing shots as well. Now that paint mashing shit works. This was a game where that paint mashing was going to be guaranteed, but the Hawks were hidden, so that's why the Hawks were even up at times with Trae Young snap and all that type of stuff, right? Because again, the Hawks have a lineup of, even their starting lineup, Sadiq Bey, you got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Wes Matthews, Sadiq Bey. So Sadiq Bey's playing the 4, and he's basically like 6'7". So that's undersized. With Capella, even an undersized center, 6'10", and then your guy 6'7". When you have the Raptors of a starting lineup with literally you have Schroeder's the only short guy. Your shooting guard is OG, 6'8". Your small forward is Pascal, 6'9", 6'10". Power forward is Barnes, 6'9", 6'10". You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got Jakob. So obviously they can literally attack and just, the paint is sweet. The paint is just barbecue chicken, which is why the Raptors started off with the lead and whatever. But then again, you got a guard though. So Trae Young pulling from deep and going to work. Now the threes was potent. The Raptors lost the lead and they even went up 10. You know what I'm saying? And you have to understand it's just styles. Styles make fights sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's just two different styles and which one is gonna work. And potent in this one or potent in this one, which one is gonna work? But the Raptors had to hit threes. Remember, the Hawks went zone, and then when Trent came in and started hitting threes, that propelled. Every time Trent is hitting, the Raptors are normally they're in a close game where they could win the game or they have a blowout. Trent hitting is so crucial for the Raptors because he's one of the only shooters, especially Trent and OG. Then now you add Scotty, then you add Pascal. It's guaranteed the Raptors got to win. But that's not the case. Trent has to literally be hitting. He has to take it a mark. He has to step into a mental aspect where I know his rhythm is cut off. I know he's not where he wants to be. Because we've seen how Trent was efficient when he was getting the rock more, when he was started. Like, it's a different Trent. It's just a different flow. It's rhythm. Most hoopers need rhythm. This is why you have to appreciate KD, Kyrie. I mention those two all the time because they have perfect or enough sample size where they've been on multiple different teams and they've been the same guy, almost 50-40-90 or 50-40-90 or around their 54. Like, they've always been around that high efficiency on their difficult shots too that they take. ISO, spot up, catch and shoot, pin downs, PNR in the drop. Again, ISO, again, mismatch. It doesn't matter. Like, they can play however. So, like, everything. So when you look at it from that perspective, this is why I named those two, because they've done it on multiple different teams and been the same guy, never been affected no matter who they're playing with. Not everybody is that, which is why when you see those two, you literally tip your hat off and you appreciate them because they're that much different. You have to understand that everybody else, look at Fred, needed rhythm. Trent needed rhythm. Kawhi needed rhythm. Like, he's getting used to the rhythm now, efficiency increasing, right? PG. All these elite guys still for the most part need rhythm. They might not need as much. The level of rhythm they need differentiates depending on the player. So Kawhi's rhythm, he doesn't need as much rhythm as that guy needs because he can play off the ball. I mean rhythm meaning I never touch the ball for 7 plays. I touch the ball and I'm open. I can still hit that as if I've been having the ball. Even if I didn't know the ball was sweaty, I can still hit it. I'm just that much of a locked-in shooter. It's different. This is why when I tell people the type of shooter you are, it's not even from the percentages. The type of shots you're getting, the type of shots you're rinsing, the rhythm do you need, do you not need? Like, that's a real shooter. You know what I'm saying? And that's what KD and Kyrie don't get called for. They don't. It's always Steph, Clay, Dame. You know what I mean? Because obviously the distance and how potent it is. But the guys who can shoot without rhythm are real shooters, especially shot creator shooters. They're different. So, anyways, the Raptors don't really have that. So Trent has to tap into that and be that every single game. I challenge him to do that. I know it's going to be hard, and I know it's frustrating because, again, you don't have your rhythm, and you're just off. But there's another tier for you individually to get to. There's always, no matter what scenario you're in, this is why no matter who talks to me, I'm going to make you better, fam. I do this. No matter what level you're in, there's another tier you could tap into. Don't get frustrated. It's hard. I know it's hard. You get frustrated. Oh, my God, I'm not myself. I'm not da-da-da-da. But there's another tier. You could use this Fugazi scenario that you're in to get better individually. Because not everybody's going to have the green light. Not everybody's going to have the perfect scenario. But can you still be some level of yourself? Or if you're not, okay, this is what I got to improve. Clearly, there's a mirror. If you look at yourself with a real mirror, okay, if I'm struggling because this guy, just because I'm playing with this guy, now I'm struggling, okay, clearly I can't shoot. Okay, I never thought my non-shooting was going to actually be a disservice. Now it really is. You can see it. Okay, I got to work on my shooting. Lock in. So you're going to get better. So now when you're in another scenario, imagine that guy now gets better with a shot and he's out in the scenario when he could be himself and there's no clash. Oh, my God. That's why I say when Pascal leaves or when that separates, Scotty's going to be a whole different monster because he's actually literally getting a shot while he's in this uncomfortable Fugazi scenario with this playstyle clash. And he's getting a shot in that. Like, he's really him, yo. He works. Like, I rate his mentality, really. So imagine when it opens up. Oh, my goodness, dog. 24, 10, 5, whatever. Like, come on, fam. Like, I already know who he is. I already know. So, anyways, my point is, I digress. But the point is, that's why the Raptors won this game just based off of just they had to adjust and hit shots. You have to sometimes. Like, you just have to hit shots if that's what they're giving you. Literally, they went zone. You got to shoot them out the zone. You got to shoot them out the zone or high-load them out the zone from the free throw line on below. So, you know what I'm saying? You just got to operate and just see what you got to do and what you got to read and just move forward from there. So, obviously, the Raptors, and I don't know why they didn't attract Trae Young. When Trae Young is cooking, to counter him, just attack him. He's a baby. He's playing better defense and stuff like that, but he's a baby. Just attack him, especially with the Raptors' length. Like, you got to attack him. They took so long to do that. And then to guard Trae Young, how they canceled him, if you really look, they literally were guarding him, and then they were miscommunicating, whether they trap, whether they switch. They don't switch, then he's shooting from deep. They go under by accident. He's shooting from deep. They don't step high because they forget he's shooting from deep. Even on his catch and shoot, shooting from deep. And now they finally play tight. Then they go over the screen. Then he blows by you, and now he's doing a floater or he's dropping it off to Capella or whoever. Then now they finally, okay, he's killing us in all these scenarios. Just switch it. Then when they switched it with Precious around the third, fourth, Precious was actually padding it and getting some stops one-on-one. That's why I say they should have been done that. It's like they were reluctant because they fearful. But you got to put the right personnel in there to switch. If it has to be Boucher and Precious, they could switch. You don't have to put Jakob on the island, bench him, and bring Boucher and Precious and put them at the 5 and let them switch. Or put Scotty at the 5 and let him switch. This was the game to do that, especially when their 5s aren't really like, for real, like, athletic. Like, Capella's older, and, he's still hooping, but come on, fam. Scotty can play the 5 with Capella there. What we talking about? It's not like it's a break chest post-up center. Like, what we talking about? And even Scotty can hold his own. Like, you got to use him at the 5 sometimes. You got to manipulate the lineup based on what the defense is giving you and based on the personnel of what you're facing. So, Raptors did struggle to do that, but eventually they did that, and they were starting to pad, killing in transition, getting bare offensive rebounds, OG attacking the paint, OD, stuff like that. Like, just muscling in the paint. Literally, that's all they was doing, yo. All they muscling in the paint, and it was beautiful to see that, and then hitting shots at the same time. So, definitely, the Raptors just have to get better at, when you're at a disadvantage like this, it's not that it can't work. It's already an uphill battle based off your clash. You just have to be very, very locked in from an IQ perspective. Oh, this is not working, go to here. You got to manipulate your lineup better in real time. You got to know what to go to in real time, attack certain things in real time. Like, you have to be really locked in as a team and as a coaching staff. When you're at a disadvantage, every damn, it's tip off. Out the gate, you're at a disadvantage with your lineup. Being unskilled. You have to be, you know what I mean? You have to be potent in what you do and then really lock up. That's what you have to really lock up. You have to be a top 5 defensive team. Just for them to even make it in the play-in and outside, they have to be a top 5, top 10 defensive team. They're going to struggle with shooting. That's guaranteed. But they got to bully the paint when they got to. Got to get bare offensive rebounds. Like, they got to mash what they got to mash. Use your advantage. You have 3, 4 tall guys. Like, come on, fam. Use your advantage. If you're going to play that lineup, really use your advantage. Random cuts, backdoor. You know what I mean? Attack, offensive, putbacks. Like, use your advantage. Break chest in the post. You know what I'm saying? You have to really take advantage and really understand and really operate from that level. So you already know, man. It's just tough. It's just tough to see. And obviously, you know, sometimes it's just unfortunate. But it worked out today. It worked out, you know, last night or whatever. So we'll see, obviously, as a trend. OG, you need to be better, fam. Like, I need you to literally be aggressive regardless. I've been praying. OG, be aggressive regardless. I know when Pascal's out the game or when he's injured, you literally snap and you take over and you can be yourself. I get it. But you have, individually, you literally are supposed to be what Jeremy Grant is. Minimum. You have elite defense already, but you have a bag. You've been working. You have a bag that's there. Start getting the reps in. Start applying. Regardless, pull in the midi. Do a step back. The paint is clogged. Get your versatility up. Shoot it. When you get the rebound, dribble it up. Don't pass it to these guys. You could dribble too. Like, OG, what are we talking about, fam? You and Malachi, I'm really on, yo. Y'all have to snap out of this mental block. Because I see it's not your fault, though. It's not your fault because you're getting blocked because of the play style. I understand it. It happened to Freddie. It happened to Bear. It's happening to Trent. But Trent he's still going to pull. He's still going to, you give me that shot, that's why I rate Trent regardless. That's why Trent is just, he has to get into a better, just being efficient. He just has to figure it out. But y'all are not even taking some shots y'all are clearly capable of doing. I need it, yo. I'm speaking to the soul. If you see this, dog, like, I know I'm not big yet, all that type of shit, whatever, yo. But if somehow you see this, don't skip this part, fam. I need y'all to tap in. For real, for real. Because y'all, dog, you two can change his whole team. Malachi, there's even a starting spot waiting for you because Schroeder don't be shooting. If you're hitting and you're literally yourself and shooting how you be shooting and how you can really hoop, we see you in the Pro-Am. I really know you have a bag. That's why your father was getting cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, well, y'all playing with my son, fam. Like, this is why. I know that you have ability for real, for real, for real. But you have to snap out. I know you're literally in that, especially Malachi. He's in that, if I make 3 wrong decisions, I might get benched. Like, so I got to make the right pass. Like, they're telling you what to do and you're trying to be yourself, yo. There's a way to balance. No one's saying go berserk as if it's your whole team and then, or if you don't do it and then if you hit it, they can't sub you out. Forget all that other shit. Go to work, yo. Go to work. That's all go to work, yo. Don't worry about the miss. Make it. That's all I'm saying. Tap into who you're supposed to be. It's a different level of mentality I'm talking about. Tap into who you're supposed to be. I know it's frustrating. You've never been in this scenario in your life, fam. But sometimes you have to just tap in. Tap in, yo. You and OG, please tap in, yo. Tap in, yo. Please. That's all I'm asking. That's all. You know what I mean? You already know. We got more to talk about. So on to the next one, fam.